All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our call, Monday night call, Florida Fit team call, mixed with some Tribe Health people in here. A few things before we start on the actual call. Make sure that y'all are registered for Team Cup. Team Cup, last day to register is tomorrow. So if you're not registered, please do that like ASAP. Who is not on a Team Cup? Is there anyone that's not on a Team Cup that wants to be on one? Do you want to be on one? You can try and find you one. We'll try and find you one. We'll get you on one. We'll find you somebody. So if you want in on a Team Cup and you're not on a Team Cup, just message me or let me know. Y'all. So I don't know if did anyone listen to the call today? Jamie's call? No? Okay. So Carl talked like after Jamie talked, and I wrote these stats down. And he just said like new coaches that are on Team Cup are 3 times more likely, or going to earn up 3 times more personal volume, will have 2.4 more Success Club points than normal, 14 times more likely to rank advanced, 15 times more likely to make more income, obviously, if they're on Team Cup, they're pushing for Success Club points, and then 22 times more likely to qualify for Success Club if they're on a Team Cup. So get your coaches on a team, y'all. Like, even if they're discount coaches or they say they're discount coaches, doesn't matter. Get them on a Team Cup. Team Cup is huge. My first Team Cup was the first time I hit Success Club, and I hit like 22 points. So make it happen. Like, get on a Team Cup, get your coaches on a Team Cup. I know Carl announced today that he's picking 3 random teams out of everyone that registered, and is scheduling individual calls with those teams. And he's not looking at rank. He's not looking at like who's on the team. He's just going to pick a team at random, 3 teams to do calls with before, I don't know when, I guess beginning of the month. And then he's also giving away $1,000 to 20 people, the 20 top challenge pack sellers in February. He's giving $1,000 to diamond and below. So if you're diamond or below, you can earn $1,000 just for helping people. And that's like, he is saying that's towards like gym equipment. So you can go make an at-home gym with that extra money. All right. So if you want in on a Team Cup and you're not on one, make sure you message me or post in Tribe Health or our team page, and we'll get you on one. The second thing is we did a book club. Let me grab the book. Oh, this past month with Florida Fit. Some of you are in the book club. Some of you aren't yet or didn't do it for this past month. But pretty much what we did was we read the 12-week year together. So we read this book together. I had 2 different message threads going because we had like, 20 people that were in it. And I didn't want it to be going off every 5 seconds. So I split them up into 2 like threads, and we read the book together. We set goals. It was really awesome. I really, really liked it. So we're doing it again this month, except we're reading Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. So if y'all want to be in on our book club, highly recommend it. They have it on audio too, so if you're not a big reader. And the way we did it was I looked at, there's only 6 chapters, but it's like super thick. So we're going to be reading 10 pages a day, Monday through Friday at least. You have to finish it. I mean, it's up to you. Like, you could read all, I don't know, what is it, 70 pages in a day if that's what you want to do. I'm not a huge reader. Like, if I told y'all how many books I've read since coaching, y'all would be like, oh my gosh, you're a horrible coach, because I have not read a lot of books. But it helped me like stay accountable because I knew that I had to finish this book by this past Sunday, and I finished it. Like, that's pretty impressed with myself. So, and I know a lot of the people that were in our little book club actually read it and finished it too. So that's what we're doing for February, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. So y'all should get it, and y'all should be in our book club because it's going to be fun. And we're going to, like I said, we're going to read 10 chapters, 10 pages a day to be able to finish it by the 28th. Okay? What else? I think that's it. That's like our little, like, just, I guess, housekeeping. Oh, Success Club. Who's hit Success Club? Anyone on here? I know Shelby has. Erica has. Amanda has. Look at y'all. Yay. Okay, awesome. If you have not hit Success Club, y'all, you still have 24 hours, more than 24 hours. You have till tomorrow night at 10:59 Central Time. So that means till 10:59 Central Time, you should be inviting people and messaging people. I have gone from 0 to 10 on the last day of the month. Like, it is totally doable. You need 2 people to hit Success Club this month with All Access Challenge Track. Majority of you have Success Club points on the board. So it's totally doable. And if you're brand new and you're like, I don't even know what Success Club is, just send me a message because I can explain it all to you. So yes, if you have Success Club points on the board, and even if you don't have Success Club points on the board, message people, invite people to our next challenge group. I know I have a group that started today with Prep Week. I know a few other people that are running their own groups. So start to message people about it. Don't wait. I mean, obviously tomorrow's the last day, but like, don't give up now. It's not too late to hit it. I don't give up till 10:59 Central Time on the last day of the month. Neither should you. All right. So just putting that out there. All right. So power hours. A lot of people, I've noticed, like, when I'm talking to people, that power hours are something that no one's doing. Or if y'all are doing them, they're not very organized, or y'all are stressing out because you feel like you have to like do all of these things. And I think a lot of times we overthink it, and I'm guilty of this too. I overthink. I feel like I have to run this group and this group and do this and this and this and this. And it doesn't have to be that way, y'all. Like, this is not a hard thing to do. So what a power hour is, for those of you who are new or might not understand what that is or know what it is, pretty much what a power hour is your set Beachbody time. So if you can sit down, it takes an hour a day to build this business into a successful business. When I first started, I mean, my power hours now are all day because I do this full time. But when I first started, I had 2 other jobs, and there were wedding weeks where I was not doing anything with Beachbody. So, I mean, I was still posting, I was still showing up and being consistent with my posts, but I wasn't inviting, I wasn't following up with people, I wasn't, doing the things, I wasn't checking my online office. So, if you can fit this in where you can, like, you will be successful in it. I highly try and recommend an hour a day. If you can't do that, if you can't sit down for an hour, wake up 30 minutes earlier, do 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes before you go to bed, or 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes on your lunch break, 30 minutes before you go to bed. You gotta sacrifice some stuff, y'all. So cut out the Netflix, cut out the Hulu. I know we all want to watch This Is Us and Grey's Anatomy and, all those shows, but guess what? You can go watch them later down the road, okay? You don't need to be watching them when you could be working on your business, or watch them while you work on your business, okay? You can listen to This Is Us and message people, all right? That's what I plan on doing. That's what you need to do. So fit them where you can. Fit it in where you can. I heard on a National Wake Up Call a few weeks ago something about power hour pockets, like pockets of time. You have to find those pockets of time when your kids are sleeping or taking a nap, or when you're doing the dishes. You can be doing part of your power hour while you're doing the dishes, which I'll go over in a few minutes. So the thing that I do, and the thing that you need to do, is sit down and make a list of your power hour. Don't just say, I'm going to have a power hour, and then you like do whatever you want. No, make a checklist. So they have one called the Business Activity Tracker in the online office, and I have it already pulled up for you to where I can show it to you. You literally Google Business Activity Tracker Beachbody, and it will come up. This is the one that I started with. Mine looks completely different than this now, but that's because I do other things. But in the beginning, as a newer coach, or even if you've been around longer, if you are doing these things every day, you're going to be successful in this. So it says, be proof the product works. So drink your Shakeology and work out. I don't count that towards my power hour. Like, I don't count that as a 30 minutes of my power hour, because that only leaves me with 30 minutes to do the rest. But it's a good thing to have, at least making sure that you are being proof the products work. Make sure you're checking it off throughout your day. After that, all of this is my power hour, or is a suggestion of what you can be doing for your power hour. So the first thing is personal development. Again, y'all, I don't sit down and I sit down and read. I wake up early and do it. But I also listen if when I was working and I was working 2 other jobs and I didn't have time to sit down and read, I would listen to it on the way to work and on the way home from work. If you bring your kids to school, listen to it on the way to drop them off at school, coming home from school. Listen, you don't need to listen to the radio. I'm going to tell you last time to listen to the radio. All that's on there is people complaining anyway, right? So, you don't, or music that you don't even understand what they're saying. So who cares about the radio? Plug in, and if you want like 10 minutes of the radio right before you go to work, I know people like to get hyped up before work or whatever, that's cool. But the rest of your drive should be listening to personal development. Plug in a podcast, plug in Audible. If you are looking for audio books, Audible, Audible, this little, hold on. Sorry. This little guy right here, Audible. It's through Amazon, and I think it's like $14.99 a month, and that gets you a book. And they have like pretty much every book on there. Pretty much. Not every single one, but majority of the books that we suggest or that we read are on Audible. And you can literally pull them up and just listen. Like Big Magic is on there, 12-Week Year. So you can literally just listen to it, and you can bookmark it to where if you need to go back and like you need to pause it, you bookmark it, and you just go back to the bookmark and it pulls up right where you left off. So it's really easy to use listening to your car. Same thing for National Wake Up Calls and the podcast. I've said this before, but I'm going to show y'all again. This little podcast guy right here, this purple button, if you click it, you can download the Team Beachbody podcast, which looks like this, okay, with a little Beachbody headphone guy. Click on that, and they're all on there. So you can go listen to them. I listen to one every single day. Like I was listening to Jamie's earlier. They have them all on there. They have like stuff from Summit from last year. So there's literally like, you will never run out of personal development. And I count that towards my personal development too. I do probably an hour personal development total a day. And that's majority of it's listening. I like to read, like I like to highlight and stuff. So like for this book, I actually physically read the book. But if I'm listening to podcasts, it's all on headphones, audio, while I'm working out, while I'm driving, while I'm going to the grocery store, while I'm cooking. There's something always playing on audio. I find that I can't, if I'm like trying to read a book, I can't listen and actually like, not that I don't pay attention, but like it doesn't soak in as much for me opposed to when I'm reading it. But I know other people that learn the opposite way. So you have to figure out what works for you and go with that, okay? So that's my suggestion. So that is part of your power hour. If you want to make that part of your power hour and do 10 minutes of personal development while you sit down for an hour, that's totally fine. Up to you, okay? You kind of make your power hour into your own and into what works for you. Another thing that is on here is checking your online office. So I say that all the time, like, do y'all check your online office? And people look at me like I'm nuts. Oh, no, I don't have any orders coming through. Doesn't matter if you have orders coming through, okay? Check your online office daily. Get into the habit of checking your online office. I check my online office probably more than I should, to be honest, but just check it. If you don't know what you're supposed to be checking for, go in. You go on this Coach Online Office. All of this right here, they update all the time. They talk about, need coaches to create or complete a team for the Team Cup matchmaker form. If you don't have a Team Cup, you can literally fill that out, and they'll find you a team that needs one more person or find you a team that needs a few more people. They always upload the National Wake Up Calls on here. They talk about Coach Office mobile downtime, like when things might be down. So when you're messaging me saying, oh my gosh, my online office isn't working, well, you would have known that if you would have checked your Coach Online Office breaking news. So I literally come here every day and check this. I check my volume every day, my team's volume every day, just to see how it's doing. If I notice that it's low, guess what? I'm messaging my team saying, hey guys, what's up? What are y'all doing? What are y'all up to? What are y'all struggling with? What do you need help with? I check my downlines, Success Club points to see who's close. I message the people that I see has 3 points, has 2 points, saying, hey, you're super close. What do you need help with? So if you're checking, and if you don't have a team, that's totally fine. But get in the habit of checking this every single day, especially if you are Emerald and above and hitting Success Club every month, because you're getting free leads, okay? And that means that you're getting people assigned to you, and you need to be emailing them. So make sure that you are checking this every single day. Get in the habit of doing that. The other thing that's on here is social media, which you all know you should be posting 3 to 5 times a day. So what I do, like obviously since I do this full time, I can post throughout the day. But if you're busy and you're working, schedule your posts for the next day. Schedule out a few posts for the week if you can. I know Elaine does this, and it's super helpful for her while she's at school because she can't post while she's teaching children, right? So schedule out your posts. Kelsey Winters, I don't know if y'all follow her, but she did a really good video in Jesse Reagan's training the other day and literally showed us how she takes someone else's post and changes it into her own. So she literally reads what they post and then she changes it, not just by one word or two words. She changes the whole thing and makes it into her own, and that's where she comes up with posts. So if you're sitting here saying, I don't have post ideas, I don't know, I don't know what to post about. If you're reading personal development, that should be something you can post about from there. And if you're struggling to find posts, go look at other coaches' posts. Do not copy other coaches' posts. Make them into your own, okay? And doing that, helping you schedule out those posts will free up time during your week, so you're not having to think about all these posts, freak out about it. They're already scheduled. They're already done, right? So that's on there as well. And then new contacts. I was actually talking to someone today about this, and she was like, I don't know who to add on my page. I don't want to add random people. And I was like, well, no, I don't want you to add just random people that you don't know necessarily to your Facebook friend. If you are a part of a mom group on Facebook, if you are part of a sorority group on Facebook, if you are part of any type of group non-Beachbody related, participate in those groups. So if you're a part of an Instant Pot group, a Crock Pot group, anything that's not ran by a Beachbody coach, participate in those groups, y'all. If you see someone asking questions, I'm not telling you to stay in there all day. Check into those groups once a day. Go look at the questions that are being asked and respond to them. Because the more you're showing up in there, the more people are going to see your name, the more people are going to recognize you. So if you're answering their questions, or if maybe you have a question that you want to put in there and someone responds to it, friend request them. Why not? You're building that relationship. Yeah, you might not necessarily know them, but if you're helping one another out, that's building that relationship. I'm not telling you to go look in those groups and just friend request all these people that you don't know, but if you are, kind of going back and forth and having a public conversation, why not friend request them? It won't hurt you to friend request them, right? Does anyone have, I see some questions up here. Do you print a new BAT every week? You can print a new BAT every week. You can print a new BAT every week if that's what you want to do. We also have, I know this is in our team page, and I believe it's in Tribe Health. I believe I posted it in there too. But I have this weekly planner, which is the same thing pretty much, in our team page, this new coach planner, and it has a weekly planner in it that you can get printed as well, and mark it off too. So if you want to use that, or you want to use your BAT, I don't print my BAT. My BATs are a little different because I do like multiple power hours throughout my day. But I do think it's a good idea to print them or create a spreadsheet on Excel maybe, or on Google. It's not Excel, but whatever it's called on Google. It's like Excel. It's like a spreadsheet. If you want to do it that way, like whatever, if you are a pen and paper person, then make a checklist. Even I know people that do like a dry erase board, and they write down every day like their BAT, and they go in and check it off. If you want to do that, I've seen people do like they get a thing laminated and they check it off with a dry erase marker. That's a good idea too. Can you post the link to Kelsey's video? So that video was in Jesse Reagan's training, which is a private group, and I can't access that outside that group. Like there's no way for me to share it. But I'll listen to it and I'll make my own. I'll listen to what she suggests and make my own for y'all. Because it was a really good video. All right, sorry, I just saw those questions popped up. Does anyone else have questions so far about adding people? Okay. And then, inviting to join your challenge groups. Y'all, I heard today on Jamie's call, he spends an hour a day inviting people. Now, I'm not telling you have to do that because that's overwhelming. But Bonnie Engel, him, all the top coaches, top 10, they spend hours a day inviting people. And I'm not telling you you have to do that if that's not what your goal is. I'm not going to spend an hour a day inviting people. I don't have that time. I have other stuff to do. But 75% of your power hour should be focused on inviting, whether it's through a post or private messaging people. And again, you don't have to, this is like the one thing that people don't do. And I know y'all don't do it because y'all aren't hitting Success Club. And I'm not, you know, I'm not perfect at it either. There are days where I don't invite people, and those are days where I'm not, I don't have anyone to follow up with, or I'm not hitting Success Club because I'm not inviting. You have to be inviting every single day. So instead of saying like, I'm going to invite for an hour, set a goal to invite 5 people, 10 people a week, whatever you're comfortable with, but also do it. Don't say I'm going to invite 5 people and then don't do it. Do it. Write down, I'm going to invite 5 people, and then mark off 5 little boxes if that's what you have to do. On our little tracker in here, it says it has a space for 7 people. So it says invite at least 7 people to a challenge group. So it has 7 little spaces that you can write down their names. That's a great idea too. You know, if you're inviting people, write them here in this little follow-up list. That way you know to follow up with those people, especially if you're printing it every week. You know, if you want to invite 10 people a week, then that's fine. Monday through Friday, that's 2 people a day. That's totally doable, y'all. If you want to be elite, if you want to be 5-star, star diamond, you're going to have to invite more than that. But it all depends on your goals. So my goals are going to be different than your goals. Totally fine. I'm going to spend more time inviting people than you might. But if you want to hit Success Club, you have to be inviting, and you have to be following up with people. So don't just invite people and then not follow up with them. Give them 1 to 2 days, not weeks, days. I follow up with someone 1 to 2 days after I talk to them. If they don't respond, then I follow up with them another 2 days. If they don't respond, then I might not respond. Then I might not follow up with them for another week or 2. And then I kind of back off if they're like really ignoring me. But if you're not inviting to this opportunity, to the coaching opportunity, to your challenge groups, then you can't get upset when you're not hitting Success Club or when you're not building your team. That's just reality of it, okay? I don't really enjoy it. That's the least thing I do, or it's the least enjoyable thing that I do. So I do it first. So first thing I do when I sit down to actually get it done, I sit down for my first power hour and I invite 25 people a day to get it out of the way. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to do it if I keep putting it up. So schedule it out to where if that's the thing you hate doing, make it the first thing you do. If you hate working out, make that the first thing you do. If you don't mind inviting and following up and you hate posting on social media, make that the first thing you do. If you haven't read Eat That Frog, it's the same thing. They talk about eating that frog. The frog is the thing that you hate to do. Eating it first. So making sure that you are doing it first and getting it out the way. Customer check-ins, challenge group check-ins, all of that is really important as well. I check in with my challengers and my coaches 3 times a week. My coaches that are building, I check in with 3 times a week. My discount coaches, the people that are kind of just in it for the discount, I check in. If they're I check in on them if they're in my challenge groups the same way I would check in on my challengers. I check in on my challengers Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I have a list of their names, and I go in and I check it off. So Monday, check off. Wednesday, check off when I talk to them. And I do that because, first of all, it shows that you're caring about them, right? So on Monday, if they tell me, oh, I'm super sore, or, oh, I haven't started yet, I've been slacking, or whatever, Wednesday, I'm checking in on whatever we talked about. So if you told me you were struggling with your water intake on Monday, guess what? On Wednesday, I'm saying, how's that water doing? How are you getting it in? You getting it in? You know, what are you struggling with? What do you need help with? Friday, I'm usually sending voice messages. It makes it more personal. It's easier for me to do in the car when I'm driving. So if I'm like going somewhere, I send a voice message. Hey girl, just checking in. Wanted to remind you, I know it's hard to stick with on the weekend. I do that to all of my challengers, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every single week of our challenge group. And then come, the new group, I'm checking in on them the same way. Your coaches, you don't necessarily have to check in with them 3 times a week, but if they're building, if they are saying they want to be diamond, if they're saying they want to be emerald, check in on them. You can't just leave them to do it on their own. I'm not telling you have to drag them or, you have to keep messaging them over and over and they're not responding to you. Don't waste your time on people that aren't giving you the respect and the time back. But you need to be checking in on your coaches and your discount coaches. Don't leave them to be either. I usually check on them once a week. If I notice someone's been inactive for a while, I check in on them. I see how they're doing. If they're not responsive, I have also said, hey, you're still paying your $15 coach fee and you've been inactive for 6-7 months. Is it something that you still want to do? Because I don't want you wasting your money. Not that I want them to quit, but if they're not, active, they're wasting their money. So go, and this is another reason why you check your downline. Every day I check my downline. See who's projected to be inactive. It will tell you they show up in red. If you don't know how to do that, go to my downline. And mine's like weird and won't open right, so ignore that. But go to sponsorship downline, drill down. Anyone that's in red is projected to be inactive. So those people, I will message saying, hey girl, saw you're projected to be inactive. Wasn't sure if you knew that. Some people, I know who is building and who's not. So if I notice that a builder is going inactive, they might not realize they're going inactive. They may have had a return that they didn't check their online office, so they didn't know. Or they maybe didn't change their credit card information and their credit card expired. Anything like that, check in on those people that are projected to be inactive, because you never know. They might not want to go inactive, or they might have to. They may have had to postpone something, which is totally fine as well. But if it comes to you dropping rank, you need to make sure you're either signing up another coach or seeing if, making sure that they understand why it's so important to stay active. All right. And then connecting with your team, same thing, connecting with your team, connecting with your challengers. If you are doing, you don't have to, like I said, you're checking in with your challengers 3 times a week. So you're not having to do that every single day. So on those days that you're not doing that, focus on a different area, AKA inviting, or reading more personal development if you have the extra time, okay? Fitting this in where you can is going to help you, but you have to be consistent with it. You have to be consistent with it. If you're not going to be successful in it. That's just reality. It sucks. Like it does. I notice when I don't do like set focused power hours where I'm sitting down and I'm checking lists off. I'm not just saying, oh, I'm going to do some inviting here, and then, oh, I might make a post here, and then, oh, I may do this. Like, no, sit down, figure out what works for you, figure out a schedule that works for you. If you want to add something in there, like you don't have to follow this BAT exactly or this BAT exactly. Make your own BAT, business activity tracker. Make your own. Figure out what works for you. If you want to read more than 15 minutes a day of personal development, totally fine. Do that. If you want to, check in with your challengers more than 3 times a week, that's fine too. I wouldn't check in on them every single day unless you have like one. I wouldn't be that annoying person, but that's up to you. If you want to annoy the crap out of them until they get results, cool. I wouldn't do that though, but that's up to you. I would check in on them 3 times a week. So if you sit down and do this every single day, Monday through Friday, on the weekends, enjoy yourself, y'all. I don't work on the weekends. Like, I barely post. I mean, I still want you to post on Facebook, but I'm not posting 3 to 5 times a day on Facebook about Beachbody on the weekends. It's usually about what I'm doing on the weekend. I'll still post about drinking my shake. I'll still post about my workouts, but I'm not posting my challenge group invites. I'm not posting like, join my team on a Saturday night, right? Because most people are not paying attention to anything on a Saturday night. They're doing stuff. So, take 2 days off to relax and do you, and then get back to it Monday through Friday. Sit down, do your power hour. Break it up if you need to. Morning, lunchtime, whatever. I know someone that says that she posts every time she goes to the bathroom at work. That's when she does her posts. So that's what you have to do. Like, because they will remind you to make a post. So you can't use the excuse like, oh, I forgot to post. No, when you go to the bathroom, sit down, take your time. No one's going to rush you out the bathroom, right? I don't think so. I hope not. So if you can do that, do that. If you can't go to the bathroom on your lunch or during work, you need to find a new job because that sucks. No, I'm kidding. But really, you should be able to go to the bathroom. But if you can't go to the bathroom, then do it on your lunch break or wake up 15 minutes early. Ashley sneaks out of court and goes to her car and pretends to get something to post something. Because you can't have her phone during court. So do that kind of stuff where you can fit it in, but don't let it consume your life. Set business hours. I know I'm horrible at this, but if someone messages me, I usually respond right away. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not responding to someone at 10 o'clock at night. No, that's like my bedtime. I'm going to bed. All right. So y'all need to set your own business hours. If your business hours are, your Beachbody business hours are from, wake up 30 minutes early and do it from 6 to 6:30. And then at night, while your kids are sleeping, from 8:30 to 9, that's your business hours. Don't message people or respond to people right away in between those hours. No, set those hours, because people will start to notice, oh, she's not responding to me right away. And it's okay to not respond right away, y'all. People aren't gonna they'll be fine waiting. I feel like I always have to feel like I'm always responsive super quick, especially the people that are already my challengers and coaches. Like I feel like very oh, if I don't respond, they're not gonna be able to find the answer. They'll be able to find the answer. They'll be able to ask in their challenge groups. Obviously, if it's someone that's interested in ordering, again, you don't have to respond to them right away. Get to them. Don't forget about them. But do it in your business hours. You'll feel way less stressed and way all over the place if you stick to those hours. So sit down. My call to action or my homework for y'all is to sit down and make a business activity tracker of your own. You can use the one in the online office if you want. Up to you. But sit down and make your own, what works for you, putting the first thing that you hate to do, which I'm sure is inviting for majority of you. Put it the first thing that you do. Invite. And say how many people you're inviting, not just invite. How many people are you inviting to join your team? How many people are you inviting to join your challenge group for that day? And then write their names down, whoever you followed up with or whoever you reached out to. And then the next day, those people that you invited, the next day should be your follow-ups, right? So then you're never missing out on people. You're never forgetting people. You're never leaving them in your inbox and forgetting to message them back because you wrote them down. So you know who you should be following up with the next day or the day after the next. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Does anyone else that does, I know Elaine does a power hour. Do you want to add anything that's helped you since you have a full-time job?
One thing that's helped me is putting on my list the stuff that you think you do every day. One thing that I have is to at least bare minimum 5 people status, 5 people who aren't Beachbody coaches. And before you would think that, oh, I'm on Facebook, I like at least 5 things a day, but that just makes sure you're keeping track of it all. So that's my thing. My list is longer, but I have every single little thing, even the tiny little things that you think that you do every day, but you may overlook.
Yeah, that's a good one. Another thing that you can add, so what I've been doing, and this is part of inviting or starting that conversation. Anyone that likes any of my stuff, whether it's posts or anything, non-Beachbody related, Beachbody related, doesn't matter. I'm messaging them saying just, hey, thank you for, whatever. Thank you for supporting me in my journey. If it's a Beachbody related post, if it's not a Beachbody related post, picture of my dogs, hey girl, I just wanted to say thank you for all, showing me some love on my picture of my dogs. They're crazy. Do you have dogs too? Start a conversation. I have seen so much, it's crazy how many people I've started conversations with, and now we're starting to talk about Beachbody when it had nothing to do with Beachbody. I post a motivational quote every morning for the most part. Anyone that likes that, I go and message just saying thank you for supporting me, for being, supportive on my posts or whatever. I don't know, just talk to them. Those people are the ones, and if it's the same people liking your stuff a lot, and obviously if they're Beachbody coaches, you don't have to message them. I get a lot of Beachbody coaches like my stuff too, which is cool, but look at their pages, start a conversation if they're not Beachbody coaches. But also don't focus solely on, oh my God, no one liked my stuff. Totally fine, y'all. There are days where I post stuff and no one likes it. And I'm like, well, it's whatever. You got to think of it this way. Facebook puts out when you post something, 3% of your friends list actually sees the post. So when you're posting something and you're well, no one's looking at it, no one's liking it, whatever. Or I made an invite post to my challenge group last week and no one reached out to me. Okay, well, you made it last week. Did you make anything this week? Did you make anything today? Well, no. Okay, well, only 3% of the people saw it, and those 3% obviously weren't interested in it yet. So make another one. Make it different, make it different. Use a different picture. change up the words. But you know, you have that same concept, because there might be another 3% that actually see it, that actually want to do it. It takes someone 7 times to see something before they're like interested in it, and before they question you about it. I've been doing this for almost 3 years. I make 3 years in May, and I still have people to this day message me saying, I've been watching your journey. I think I'm interested. Or, hey, like, what's this beach body thing you do? You know, I'm kind of interested in it. I've been watching you for 3 years. And I want to say, why the heck have you waited for 3 years? But they have. And that's why they were ready now. All right. So you have to think of it that way. You can't expect it to be this like influx of people. Even if you're posting consistently every day, even if you're messaging people every day, you have to be adding value every single day on your post, not just you with your sweaty selfie, you with your shakes, you know, whatever. Add value. Do y'all understand what adding value means? So a recipe is value. You might not think it is, but it is. If you make something for dinner and it's really good, share the recipe. And don't just like post a picture of the recipe. Post a picture of your food, and then you make a post with the recipe in the post, in the text. Don't just take a picture of the Fix8 cookbook. All right? Because guess what? If someone shares that or sees it on your page and you're putting your face to it or your name to it, they're going to remember it as, oh, Ashley P shared this recipe, or Elaine shared this recipe. That's adding value. Motivation. Don't just, and I post a motivational quote every morning. And it's just a motivational quote. It's not like a picture of a motivational quote. It's just a motivational quote. I go to Pinterest and I Google motivational quotes, and I pull from there the ones that I like. So I'm not like making these up in my head. I'm not that smart. I don't do that. I just Google motivational quotes. I postcron them in the morning, which postcron is like you can like schedule out your posts. So I do that in the morning, every morning, usually around 7:30 when people are going to work. I get that out the way. That's a post of mine. Now, is it adding like a ton of value? Maybe not to some people, but to some other people, it might speak to them. I've had people message me or comment on it like, oh, I needed to hear this today. Like, that's adding value. Those small things are adding value. So it doesn't have to be this huge, long story, your huge, long, transformation story, or a sappy, sad story of you to add value. Those small things add up, all right? But if you want to talk about your shake, if you want to talk about your workout, talk about why you work out, why you drink Shakeology, why you do those things, why you started, why you continue with it, what you've done in the past. And don't name drop like different companies, but if you've tried other things in the past, magic wraps and pills and this, why you chose this and continue with this, or why this has worked for you over that. Talk about those things that adds value, because that is going to be something that someone else relates to. Anything that can relate to someone else. Like what I do is if I'm posting something, I'm like, all right, if I was not a Beachbody coach, you got to change that mindset. If I was not a Beachbody coach, what would I think about this post? It's hard to do if you've been doing it for a little while, but it will definitely help you with, is this going to add value to someone's life? Is this going to make someone else smile? Is this going to make someone laugh? Is this going to, funny memes are great too. I wouldn't post them every day, but one every once in a while will make someone laugh, as long as it's not nothing to do with politics. Don't do that. Cut that. I saw a meme actually the other day, and it was like a guy rolling his eyes, and it was like something about thankful for the Beachbody girl on my newsfeed. She's the only one not posting political whatever. And it was funny. Like, I was like, oh, that's funny. That's true. Because, most of us are not posting political junk. We're posting motivational junk. So you have to think, especially right now, y'all, take advantage of that. Be the positive person on Facebook, because there are so many people that are not. There are so many people. I'm like, oh, I need to unfriend you. Your energy is just, nah. Right? So be that positive person. Be the person that no one wants to believe, because they want to see your positive face every day. Do that every single day with these business hours, with this BAT, and I promise you, you will not struggle to hit Success Club. You will not struggle to get people on your team. But you have to be consistent with it. You can't do it for 2 days and then be like, oh, well, no one's doing this. No one's signing up with me. No one's joining my team. If you're not consistent, you're not gonna see success in it. And I say that all the time, and y'all are probably like, oh my God, she's talking about consistency yet again. Like, I'm telling you, it is key. This is the one thing that I've stuck to for 3 years that I haven't fallen off the face of the earth. Have I gone MIA for weeks on end? No. There have been stuff that happened. I show up every day, no matter what. Even if I'm having a horrible day, I post about something. I'm posting about a bad day because it will relate to someone. Like, show up every day, whether you want to or not, whether you feel like it or not. And I promise you, people will start watching you. And actually, you're building that trust up. So they're going to message you. They're going to reach out. They will. It might take them a year. It might take them 2 years. But it doesn't matter. You'll be here, right? You'll be here in 2 years. You'll be here in 3 years. So why not? Who cares if it takes them that long? Because other people, it won't take that long. So stick with it. Do you have any questions about power hours, BATs, anything? Yes, no, maybe so. Anything? Does anyone else want to say anything that if y'all have done a power hour, what works for y'all, what doesn't work for y'all? Anything? And then you get creepy messages that say, oh Lord, why do I get the creepers? I always get these creepy people, and they're always girls creeping on me. I don't get it. Whatever. All right. Anyway, sorry. I just got a kind of random, but you have the perfect bod, babe, with a kissy face. All right, cool. I'm taken. Sorry. Anyway, so does anyone else have anything that they want to say? They want to add? Thanks for explaining how to add value. Oh, yeah, I just wanted to add that in there because I know, like, I say add value and people are like, I don't know what that means. So I just wanted to make sure that I explained it a little bit better. Anyone else? We're good? Is everyone gonna do a power hour tomorrow? And the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day? Yeah! All right. If you are not on Team Cup, message me. I'll try and find you a team. I'm sure that there's people looking for somebody. If you need help with it, let me know. Anything, y'all. Success Club, non-negotiable. Do it tonight, tomorrow, till 10:59 Central Time. You have, like, over 24 hours. So it's totally doable. I want to see everyone's name on the Success Club board this month. Who's going to do it? Who? Raise your hand. Elaine, you going to do it? Ashley P's going to do it. Meredith, all of you are going to do it. Got it? Okay. I love y'all. Thank you so much for getting on. I will talk to y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.